right, man.
Well, we're back. It was windy on Tuesday. I almost flew away, but
yeah, man. Had to comb my hair a little bit on Wednesday.
but it was fun. Saw a couple of soccer games. Might as well just jump into that.
Yeah, soccer's where it's at right now.
It really was. Far North just continues to dominate that district, and
It's a lot of points.
there really is a lot of points. Obviously they've won the district title with a few games left, and it's
McAllen looking good for second though, right?
Yeah.
Boys?
Yeah, it's yeah, I would say so. McAllen, they handedly beat Memorial. Saw the end of that game. Got there right
5-0.
right before the
It's a lot of
girls.
goals,
Yeah.
a lot of goals.
And San Benito and PSG Memorial, they pretty much round out that district as far as playoffs are concerned in the boys.
Yeah, it's decided. 2, 3, 4 is where it's at. The thing is, in soccer, here's the key, Pete. You don't want to finish third or fourth because that gets you Lopez and Nevada.
Yeah.
You know, you don't. You don't want to do that this year. They're both on the girls and boys teams, or both sides. Those teams are great. You got to finish second, McAllen. They can do it too.
Yeah, no, on the girls' side of that district, Memorial, man,
What a win!
they had a hard earner in. Cameron Alanis did a great job. She obviously not the top goal scorer on that team.
America, yeah, 21, huh?
But she got it right when they needed it, and it went in. Gave her 5 on the year.
And is that something she'll remember her whole life, dude? That's
Six-minute
incredible.
stuff. They were scrapping throughout that whole game. It was it was a no love lost game for sure.
Great soccer, man, that town.
And the wind played a big factor. It really did. I mean, it was about 30 miles an hour on Tuesday.
Those games I like and don't like to watch. I don't like to watch them because the kids can't play the way they normally play, but I like to watch them because you get to see which ones are going to adjust and which team will figure it out. But you say Memorial scored against the wind. That's unlikely. That's not a typecast result.
It's not. It's not. And you know, they had the wind at their back and
didn't get any. So you have to be like,
one,
you know?
And it's tough when you don't get one. You're winded. Once the second half comes around.
Winded in more ways than one.
Mackay, you know, they were tired. I mean, that's what I think with the wind, you know. So
great defensive effort by Lady Bulldogs, though, right? Don't they have a pretty stacked D?
Yeah, they really do. Their defense is stacked. Their goalkeeping is stacked. I mean, Memorial put a lot by the net, and that goalkeeper stopped it.
So that means that Memorial will win the district unless a hurricane hits again.
They need to win one.
McAllen will.
Yeah, one of the next two against East or PSJA, which is very doable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Neither one. So I think a row now is the team of question. They have to finish third because again, they don't want to finish fourth because Lopez is going to kill anyone they play right now. I'm telling you, they don't want to do that.
They're good.
Yeah, they got a couple of teams coming up their rear. They just got to win their game.
Definitely,
Got to win.
Yeah,
two more left.
Exactly.
Right?
So that I would, without saying, you know, that goal that Alanis popped in, pretty much the goal of the year for that team.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
And so therefore in soccer.
It's where it counted. You know what I mean? That's
well, like I said, Pete,
the goal of the year.
One of these days she's going to be telling her grandchildren. They're going to ask her, tell me about the goal again, the last 5 minutes to beat the rival, to probably clinch the district championship. That's sweet.
And you said the magic word, the rival. I mean,
Yeah.
I was talking to some people from Memorial yesterday at a signing, and that was the highlight of that kid's year at the signing.
Yeah,
beating,
so awesome,
beating
man.
Mackay, you know what I mean?
You beat anyone else, it's all right.
It's
the
just
dream
another
that you
way.
have when you're going
Yeah,
to sleep
exactly.
at night. And I hit a home run and...
Memorial, McAllen, Edinburgh North, Edinburgh High, you know, PSG North.
Who's going to play great in big
exactly,
games? Who's going to be
it's
clutch,
fun,
right?
It's fun, yeah.
So soccer on the girls is looking good. On the we just had the elephant next door. Did you hear that bump? I think he moved a little bit. On the boys and girls side in 30, a little bit less crazy, but we do have our last day races. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to be at La Jolla.
It's exciting. It's exciting. Economitas is they need to win and in.
Yeah,
both teams do.
The girls need to win, and they've beaten the team they play, which I believe is Palmview. They beat them before, 3-2 at home. It's a high-scoring team. How many goals you tell me they scored in district? 51.
51. Economitas.
That's 3.2. That means that you're going to have to score to beat them, right? So no, I like the Jags' chances, even though they're playing on the road, man.
We'll see what the wind plays a factor. It's been really windy in the valley these last few days, and I feel it's only going to get windier to stay as windy.
Especially out west when you go. It seems like there's less brush and building to keep the wind from really going. So you get out there in La Jolla. No, I think the Jags have what it takes. Diana Covarrubias, is there a better goal scorer in the valley? I'm not sure. Her and America are right up there at the top. Now the North girls, did you realize that they are a point ahead of Lincoln in the standings with 1 to go and can clinch second place? That's a fine performance over a very good Lincoln team.
It really is. I mean, that Lincoln team, both Lincoln teams, obviously.
Speed and touch, man. I think North has arrived. And I remember last year I was telling you, beginning of this year, I think that program might be back this year, but I was not prepared for them to get up there as far as they've gotten. North girls and Danny Valdez, they've done a wonderful job this year. let me tell you, man, you look up.
Valdez.
Yeah, I know, right? The man is the best. You look at the front they have, and they're all huge girls. And I don't mean huge. They're just tall, rangy, and they lay legs. Man, I love that team. And they pass the ball from wing to center and center of the ball. It's a dang good soccer team.
Nice.
Outstanding
Nice.
for them. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, well, the soccer season's going to wind down, and the boys' side of
North.
30. That's
Yeah.
it's. I mean, fourth place, last team standing. It's either going to be Donna or Edinburgh North.
The game will get you a very difficult by-district game.
Exactly.
Not impossible, but it doesn't matter.
It gets you to the
want
postseason.
You want it,
That's what
exactly.
matters, yeah.
North boys, I feel like, have played well. Their defense is coming around. They've got some playmakers. In fact, the girls and the boys teams are both good playmaking teams. They have to win, and Donna has to lose, or if they end up tied, I believe North has a tiebreaker. So there are more ways that North can make it than that they
I
can.
am not saying that North's route is a bit easier because La Jolla is no slouch.
No,
so,
okay. It used to be.
But I mean,
Donna got to play Lincoln. So
exactly.
you know what that means?
Exactly.
Elias Moran, the North coach, used to be at Lincoln. He was telling me the other day, you might come down and my old friends having to help me out.
Exactly.
Poquito ayuda, por favor.
Exactly. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything else if you're
Yeah.
coach.
And if you win, then you're in. You don't have to worry about it. But if they don't, if they get less than a clean win, I feel like the Cougars going to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like they will.
Well, I mean, they've got everything to their advantage. I mean,
Yeah, in other words-
schedules and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
definitely. If you add it up, there's 60-40 at least in their
Yeah,
favor.
yeah.
And you get to tell your kids, hey, we're playing for a playoff spot. I mean, that should motivate them. You don't have to give a Vince Lombardi 20-minute speech. Yeah. Soccer's great, man.
Yeah, soccer, and it's winding down. It's going to get even more exciting. See somebody from the Valley make a state run.
Yeah,
which
man. I
it's-
bet you they will. I'm
which
being
has
cocky. I'm bragging.
But it's been happening the last few years, so I
Yeah.
mean, you can't deny the fact Valley Week doesn't exist in
Nah,
soccer.
man, shoot, it's
Yeah.
San Antonio week.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Lincoln, Lopez and Rivera on both sides. Peligroso. Stay away. Don't do that. It's a terrible thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be good. I mean, a few more weeks, and we'll see who's in Austin playing for it all. Round Rock,
Is it Lopez?
Round Rock?
Yeah, probably Round Rock.
Yeah.
Dale something. Well, soccer's good. What we got next?
We got baseball.
Yes.
Baseball's rolling down. Your district's a lot more exciting. Obviously, 30. North obviously leads 6-0, but the
Looming on the horizon is the great challenge.
The two teams right behind them, Palmview with the streak breaker for Sherryland. That was an impressive streak, by the way,
Golly,
Sherryland.
2010.
Yeah, and I mean that's really
Yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah. So now the
Especially
question
these
is,
days.
totally. So the question for North is this, and you don't want to start thinking too much about this. No, just play the game. But we can do the thinking. The fact is, you didn't want Sherryland to lose
Yeah.
because they're going to be mad as Hornets, right?
And y'all are gonna play tomorrow.
Right. On the other hand, what we're also talking about, the fact that they lost means what?
That they're mad. I think they're mad. I mean,
Yeah.
Sherryland doesn't lose. I mean, that's
Right.
their thing. You know,
Yeah,
we
they don't lose.
in this
They don't
district.
lose. Yeah, we should
In
have
this-
that t-shirt. We
in
don't
this
lose.
district, especially. You
Right.
know what I mean?
3 years in a row.
Obviously, all
Unbeaten.
streaks do come to an end. I mean, UCLA. Ask UCLA. For
88 in a row. I'll never forget that. Damn, John Shoemate for Notre Dame. No, it was somebody else.
But I mean, nonetheless, all streaks do come to an end, and Sherryland's got now a new chip on their shoulder if they didn't need another one. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
To be playing great.
Right.
So North better watch out tomorrow. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as I hate, I mean, this is what it always happens. North is always on top coming into this game, and North
Yeah.
blows it.
I think this is the time that the team will show or will not show whether it's ready to take that next step.
Mhm.
So in the past, if you came to the big game and you didn't make it through, well, now you're at a point where I feel like their talent level, their 1 through 9, they have a pretty good chance to win.
This
All they
is-
got to do is play well. That's all.
Exactly.
Not great, but well.
What Palmview did was show everybody that Sherryland is beatable.
That's what I was about to say a minute ago. It's like,
Yeah.
well, if they lost once, why can't they lose twice?
Exactly. So,
But that sounds unlikely.
It's
Doesn't it? I mean, Sherryland losing twice in a week?
and that's the tough part of
So
it.
that's why we're saying North, don't think about that. Sherryland definitely try to get in their heads like that, but North, just play the game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 1 through 9, man.
It's going to be a good one. So we'll see what
Alex
happens. with
Canool
them,
is the
and,
man, the
yeah.
big lefty. The big lefty pitcher.
We'll see what happens tomorrow. I might get out there and just check that game out. It should seem exciting.
Palmview is the snake in the woodpile. That team is tough. Chris Rocha is amazing. He might be the All-Valley MVP.
I like
as it
that
turns out.
right now because I mean, obviously they got a lot of media attention with the win against Sherryland, but before that, their record says what there was. But I mean, let's face it, the media attention stays in Mission.
Right, for sure.
Sherryland.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? And Edinburgh North gets their little bit of taste from
Yeah,
the
they do.
media,
They got
but
some, yeah.
the fact of the matter is, Sherryland's the big horse in that race, and
Yeah, yeah.
what can you ask for?
We're going to find out tomorrow what the district standings really look like
Yeah.
because those two teams are good. Palmview is good. Vela at 3-4 has had its moments. If it can beat the teams it can beat, it can be a factor in the race. EHS, I still feel has talent, but they're now 2-4, and so they're going to have games coming up against teams that they realistically feel they should beat. So they got to get to 5-4. They got to win 3 in a row. I feel like you just got to flip some switch, and all of a sudden they get going in the right direction. They're just, they're not having a good time of it right now. This is the making of a team, though, and coach and the staff. How well they're going to be able to get out of this funk and get back in the race. Because I'm telling you, they've got some kids who can do it.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's an exciting district to say the least in that district.
Yeah, it is.
Over at 31, McAllen hits the road with Weslaco. Now McAllen's been they're really good right now. Weslaco is playing really well, but McAllen's coming up, and they had a tough one against San Benito earlier in the week,
right.
And
who's not bad, by the way. San Benito's not
exactly 5-4. McAllen got that one, but we're gonna have to see if McAllen can show up on the road, and this is really gonna tell what kind of team the coach has, and whether or not they're really gonna make a run for it.
I feel like they can. 1, because they're pretty good, but 2, because I don't see any dominant team in the district. PSGA is having some troubles, right? I mean, God, I'm not used to seeing them get beat so much, and they still got a chance to make it. But same with Weslaco. Right now, I feel like Weslaco is probably the best team in the district, and yet I'm not so sure that that's one of those 2, 3, or 4 top teams in the valley. We're going to find out.
Exactly. PSGA, let's get to them. They hit the road with San Benito, which
the grounds are pesky.
They are. I mean, especially at home. You can't deny them at home.
It's always real dark. And it's dusty, and they pull off all kinds of shenanigans.
In that district, crosstown rivals, it's PSJ North and Memorial, and then East against McAllen Memorial, Weslaco East against McAllen Memorial at Memorial.
Well, the Memorial Diamond teams appear to be on the upswing, and I made that pun up just at the last minute, by the way.
They really are. I mean, they've been winning, and it's looking good for that district. I mean, we're halfway there, so we'll see what happens. I think
nothing is decided in 31.
Exactly.
Nothing.
I think about a few more games should really get things decided. That district, I mean, every single sport, it seems like we're always repeating ourselves.
It's a black and blue division. Yeah. It's like in the 70s, the Lions and the Bears and the Vikings.
We're always repeating ourselves. Who's going to come out on top of that arena match?
It is. It's like the gladiators, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens in that district.
But you got some good softball teams over McAllen this year.
Rowe is...
The young kids in the team, I looked them up. They have like 6 or 7 sophomores that are killing the ball.
I mean, they just score runs. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean,
they're going to get better every year.
They really are. They're doing a great job over there. I don't know who's going to run away with that yet.
Well, I don't think either McAllen or Memorial is too bad.
Yeah,
and Memorial's actually scored some wins.
And then we have San Benito.
Yeah, we do have San Benito, and they probably have to be a prohibitive favorite.
Exactly, it's a good district in softball, and once again, that district, I mean, you can't ask for it. What a great district. It's kind of a shame it's going to be breaking up,
Everything will be different next year. We've already run through that set of numbers. So it's kind of depressing, but hey, we'll figure it out. We'll assimilate.
It was extremely competitive while it lasted. That's for sure. I mean, you never had a clear district favorite. I mean,
and some really good teams. Well, and then you can say the same thing to an extent for our district over here in Edinburgh. It's right now. It looks to me like if North continues to do what it's doing, it is unassailable at number 1. Absolutely.
Man, I really can't.
108-7 is the count in district.
That's a lot. They just pound the ball like you were saying.
They pound the ball. Really like the baseball team, they pound the ball 1 through 9. So does the softball team, man. Those guys are killing the ball. Oh, by the way, I got to throw in this number because it was absurd. Joey Esquivel, speaking of Sharyland transfer north, he was hitting .652 last week when I looked. See, that's not a slugging percent. That's a batting average. Oh, he murders the ball. He hits the ball so hard it's flat on one side. Oh, but back to softball. I didn't throw that in because I ain't giving Joey enough pub. That guy's awesome.
That's a good number, man.
I mean, and put it this way: would you want to fight him? Have you seen him?
Yeah,
forget it, man. He's trying to play college football, and he's gonna. He's awesome, man.
That's good.
But back to softball. Sorry, that was an aside of the round.
So getting back to 30. I mean,
North is amazing.
Is anybody going to compete? I mean,
they're 2 games up, and in that district, 2 games up. That's like giving the hare or the rabbit a real space. There's no way,
Exactly.
So now it can happen. What'll have to happen is this: teams are going to have to beat North. Obviously, man, that's a genius. But I mean, Starting on March 28th with the rematch, when they get the Lady Bobcats. Now Edinburgh is hanging in there. They're going to get that stretch of games they can win, so they're going to come into that rematch, a little bit probably hyped up, so to speak, because they want another shot at North. I think they feel like they can win, and I'm not saying I don't think they can. I really am not saying that at all. If VHS plays the way it can and gets more hitting up and down the lineup, I don't see why they can't be right in the game and possibly beat North.
Exactly. We'll see what happens. I mean, we gotta get good over soccer this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be good, man. I just got to figure out whether they're going to play the games in the high school or at La Jolla Stadium, which is a turf, right? I'm going to make a call and figure that out. The Jags have a chance to make it. The Lady Cougars are in. The Cougar men or boys have a chance to make it. I feel like we're going to have 3 playoff teams, or 4
As far
playoff
as
teams.
Edinburgh's concerned, no, I mean, only time will tell.
No, it'll be 3. It'll be both North and the kind of
Yeah.
medias. Yeah. Look, let me tell you something, man. Soccer's been challenging. There's been a lot of good teams. La Jolla has been whomping on us pretty good, and we got to get some of that revenge back tomorrow night.
Yeah, well,
And Chad, meet of champs coming up. Oh, the best, like an all-valley track meet. San Benito, West Laco, 2 days. It's your last chance to see some of the great athletes before they start really homing in on the district race, on the district meet.
Yeah, district meet, and then regionals, and then state. We should have a state. Yeah, definitely have some state.
Yeah, I think we will.
Yeah.
I think we will, man.
In a lot of different sports. The spring sports usually bring a lot of state.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I feel like Alex Cruz at EHS has a chance to go back. She's an outstanding distance runner. Brendan Rivera, the high jumper at Vela, has gone 6'6" 3 times. Now I'm going to see him at the meet of champs. I've been missing him. But they say that, 6'8", he told me that he thought he had it. I mean, it was real close, so he can do it. It's just going to be a matter of time. You got to get a great jump. At least you get one great jump a meet, and usually you knock the pole off, the bar off. I think he can get 6'8" this year.
Nice.
And that would get him through to regionals and probably
Yeah. Well, one last thing before we go.
Hockey? No.
That would be
NCAA
cool.
tournament?
That would be cool.
Texas Southern not going all the way.
Yeah, I know.
Too bad.
But Texas Lutheran, though, they did
yeah.
pick up a good football player yesterday, and Andrew Leal at Memorial. He signed, and so did Lisette Nino. She signed to go play at Incarnate Word. Soccer, Sherryland. So
Nice. Well, Ronnie Benavides from Vela is another guy that we've watched for years.
They
He's
did
going to
get
a school.
signed,
I didn't make it over there, but I wish I had.
they did get signed.
Every time somebody gets to go to the next level, it builds a little bit more of our reputation as an area that produces college athletes. So
Exactly.
congratulations, Ronnie, and all those kids.
Everybody, yeah. Indeed.